SMB family, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Happy Sunday. Um, yeah, let's dive into Bitcoin right now. So, on the last update, we specifically mentioned how we were finding resistance here. It did look like it was going to test this region here. And I did mention that we were most likely going to see some rejection around this area, okay? I believe I mentioned it was around this weekly downtrend and the daily downtrend. However, it looks like it broke just slightly, honestly, like a couple, maybe like 100 or two off from reaching this weekly downtrend. Um, so, and this is in a daily time frame. So here you can see if we zoom in, even after that attempt to break above it, you can clearly see that this candle, yes, it was a red candle. It tried to use what was once a resistance now becomes a support when it breaks out of it, right? Uses it as support, but however, it failed to hold this as a green candle, right? Hard closing is very important. When I mean hard close, I mean a green candle, right, guys? So whenever you see a trend line, um, resistance being broken, right? That's why you always say hard closing. You want to make sure that it's at least hard closing. If there's a red candle here, you want to at least find some hard closing, some green candles above or at the support, right? So that's what we're seeing here. It failed to do that. Period. No hard close here. All red candles, and here you can see it is now just falling down. So what we can do here is that we can actually move this to here. That's a new resistance. And now it's gonna pretty much go back within this region here, this daily region here. Okay, so that's our daily range. It is, a couple hundred in between here. You can even also have one here because, personally, I like the bodies of the candles. But here is the origin point here. So lots of daily levels here. And we can probably see Bitcoin, honestly, get to as low as these daily levels. So if you guys just look at the macro time frame, right, guys, it's just been what they call dead cat bouncing, right? It's just smaller and smaller highs, lower and lower lows, up until this point here. So locally, let's see what we're working with. We can finally evolve this now, right? So move this here to there. Okay, so very closely in line with that weekly apex. However, if you want to look at something that's more current and sort of break down of what's going to happen up until the weekly, we would evolve this daily downtrend, what we just did, and you can clearly see that it didn't really make much of a difference. We still have this daily apex here. That's not until the end of September. So personally, I don't really see anything too crazy, honestly, up until maybe November point. It's just what it's looking like. So with Bitcoin correcting on the downside, we can probably start looking into some altcoins and some entries now, just by looking off this, the altcoin list here. So we'll see how that goes. But again, we're going to see Bitcoin fall within this daily range. Actually, let's go to the weekly time frame first and see where we're missing. Okay, we have a weekly here actually. So we're going to move this and move that into a weekly. So that's a weekly level there. All right. Let's see. Swing low there. Okay, so we'll just mark out the swing high and the low of the swing low there. Okay, but really we just really focus on this daily range here. Considering there's a weekly level here, very strong support. I could definitely see Bitcoin find support in this region. So obviously we need a bit more time for Bitcoin to correct. So while that corrects, we're gonna start. We're going to start looking at altcoins, but you should start looking at some altcoins as well, especially if some meme coins. If the meme coin that you're trading is very heavily like tied to Bitcoin, and you see it trade very very volatile against Bitcoin, like if Bitcoin's going down and the altcoin and your meme coin on Dex tools or Dex screen or whatever, it's going down, twice as hard, then most likely it's going to go back twice as hard as well when Bitcoin finds support and finds a bounce. So again, definitely a couple days left into maybe end of this week, next week, until it reaches the support, maybe even earlier, definitely this week or early next week. So keep an eye on that and just be aware of your altcoins and any weekly supports that maybe your altcoins are reaching. Here we can see DXY. Oh man, so DXY is actually retracing a bit down while Bitcoin's also going retracing a bit down as well. Okay, interesting. DXY looks like it's going to find some support soon. Okay, it's reaching this again, this daily Tesla level against this weekly uptrend. So I would say that's a pretty strong area for DXY to bounce locally again, which is pretty much what it has been doing since August, and that would correlate really well with Bitcoin, retracing back down locally in this region here. So yeah, again, bouncing back and forth between DXY and Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the Bitcoin TA. If anyone has any questions or comments, just make sure you leave them. Just make sure you at me, so I again get them straight to my email. I can get back to you as soon as possible, and I will see you on the altcoin update. Good night.